Alright, so this first little pond I'm gonna stop at, it's just a small one. There's a few small ones around here, then a couple little bigger ones, or at least one bigger one. I think there's a couple bigger ones, I gotta check. But we're just outside of some business, so we're gonna just see if there's any fish in here real quick. Alright, let's get to it. We're gonna try to make quick work of this with the lipless just to see what we got in here. So, let me give you a quick little look. There's the lipless we have on there. Let's throw it around. Usually there's a rope or two or three that go to the shore and tie off that water fountain so it stays still. So you definitely want to look around, because especially when you're fishing with treble hooks, because this can catch that rope and you'll lose that bait. So we don't want that to happen. But it is something solid. Oh! Dude, something popped my line. What the heck? Alright, so this is the one I wanted to fish. There's a couple people down at that corner fishing, so that's a good sign. Might mean there's actually fish over here. Alright, so I think what we're gonna have to do is, actually, I know where some ponds are that I should be able to catch a fish. We gotta catch a fish for this video. Time is running down. Alright, let's get moving. Let's get moving. My car is not starting. Look, check this out. Yikes. Not cool. Alright, my wife actually works near here. She's getting off soon, so I'm gonna let her know what's going on. So you might notice it's a little hard to hook up jumper cables to a Prius C. So let's see where we hook up the jumper cables. So we're running those cables underneath the rear passenger seat. It's just how you do it with the Prius C. I might be in the RAV4 tomorrow to finish this video. Alright, so yesterday we were unable to set the tone. Today, we're gonna set the tone. Oh yeah! It's about 8-ish, maybe a little after 8. Sun's been up for over an hour, but it's very overcasty today. So I wanted to be out here already fishing for at least an hour, but that didn't happen. So hopefully this morning bite lasts a little while, since we do have such good overcast conditions today. Even with the overcast the way it is and how cool it feels, and I mean, it's not like super cool, but for how it's been lately down here in Florida, it feels pretty cool. It's still gonna get up into the 90s today, so we want to catch some fish while it's like 75 right now, because once it gets really hot, sometimes these Florida bass can get finicky. I think it was a Swindle. He's a pro. I think at a Bassmaster weigh-in, I seen him. He's like, man, these Florida bass can get finicky. I thought that was the coolest thing. And true. Alright, let's catch some bass. Alright, still got the chatterbait on. A little bit of ripples on the water. And overcast. So it actually might be perfect conditions for this. I have never fished this pond, by the way. Ooh, felt something right there. I was reeling slow. Oh. Dang it, that was a bass. That's good though. Didn't hit me hard enough. Didn't get that hook. I'm not setting the hook. I feel like I forgot how to set a hook on a chatterbait. What's going on with me? I got hit twice right there. Alright, Steven, you gotta set the hook this time. So we're coming to a corner here. There's a little tiny pocket. I guess you could call this kind of a point right here. So I'll dissect this. I'll fish around this a few different ways. See if we can't. Oh, I either hit something on the. Got one. Oh, it's tiny. He's tiny, but we are on the board. Look at that. And I don't have big hands. That is a small bass. Oh, got one, got one. It's better, it's better. Oh, it's not great either though. Yeah, hooked him weird. Right in the corner of his mouth. Oh my goodness, it's dug deep in the corner of his mouth. You see that? There's a hook down in there. I don't have anything to try and get that out. All right, let's see if this gator will get this bass. Oh, yeah, he didn't get him because he'd be munching on him. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've never done that before, but you're not supposed to feed alligators, so yeah, I shouldn't do that ever again, but that was still pretty cool. All right, so we caught 2 bass out of this pond, got the skunk off, got it off early, first pond. Now let's go to the second pond, see if we can't catch some more bass. All right, let's go. So as I was leaving that last pond, there was 3 different vehicles there, so people were about to pound that area, and the fact that that one bass had a hook down in its gut tells me that that place gets pressured pretty good. Now I'm at another pond near that one, and it's a good sized pond. I've actually driven by this a couple times, and I've seen a ton of people around this fishing it. So this is probably a very pressured pond as well, but the fact that there's always people around it tells me that there's probably fish. It's also a pretty populated area over where those dogs are barking. All right, well, let's get to fishing. And I've seen people fish here, fish there, like all over here. So I don't know if this is a really good spot to fish, or if people just come here because it's the closest part. If that's the reason why, then we might want to go this way. Oh, got one right here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, right at the bank. All right, well, there is bass in here. That's good. What's bad is I've been losing bass all morning on this chatterbait. That's the 3rd bass I lost. I'm gonna have to really set the hook on this next one. A little Gambler, Little Easy, 49er color. It's got that nice gold to it. That black and blue was not working. I'm gonna use this guy as a trailer. It's rough out here. That is not a bad sized gator in front of us. Oh, got one! I got one! Oh, it's a good one! Oh, it's a good one! Oh, thank goodness! Oh, I've been dying for this fish. Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here! Oh, it's fighting so good. Get up on the bank! Yes! That's gonna be a good one for the tournament. That's right. Heck yeah. Check out that guy. Finally. Oh. Look at that hook set. Right in the side of the mouth. Perfectly in that side corner. That's a good bass. All right. So we do have some good bass in here. I was a little unsure. But yeah, that's a good one. Woo! He's solid. Not as long as I'd like, but he's heavy. Whew. Okay, so I just released that bass, and it was actually a really cool release. I put her in the water and I went to shake her back and forth,
get some water in her lungs and what have you, and she just took off. And I was like, whoa, like that really impressed me. Like, I thought she was tired because I had her out the water for a minute, and I was all excited and I was talking to the camera, and then I realized that I didn't record the release. So, I just got so excited. I was really trying to get her back in the water because, you know, I'm in this Mike Iaconelli tournament, and so I got to measure my long fish. And so my 3 longest fish and then the longest fish. I've only caught one fish because every week it's a new tournament. So yesterday was the first day of the new tournament. I started to fish yesterday and didn't catch anything, as you guys saw. Today, I finally catch my first fish for the tournament. I'm not going to, you know, measure these tiny bass. So that was the first fish for the tournament, 18.75, and that puts me in like 24th place for longest bass. That's not bad. I'm not expecting to win longest bass though, to be honest. I expect to do well in top 3 longest bass. That's where my area is to do well. Top 3 longest bass, and hopefully, you know, my 3 longest bass are all bigger than 18.75. That one was fat though. That one would have been a good one for a tournament because it was heavy. But when you're for like a normal, your average tournament, but for longest bass tournament, that wasn't the greatest bass, but he was a fat sucker. So it was a fun bass to catch, a fun bass to release that you guys didn't see, and yeah. But you know what? We're gonna try to catch another one. I'm gonna fish this spot just a little bit. I have a giant gator that's just sitting in the water here. He cruised on over just by looking at his head. He's at least 8 feet. There's one on the bank over there that looks like it's 8 feet. This one looks bigger. And then there's one that was right here this whole time. And yeah, he must have ran away when this one got pretty close. And that one was probably 6 feet. So this one is a big one. And yeah, so we're gonna cast around here just a little bit. There's like no current here, so the current, it like the wind and stuff's been pushing the water this way, and then we have water pushing this way, and then we just have this one little area where it's still water. And a good tip, if you're in like a river or something where there's always current, there's always water moving, if you find water that's not moving, that's a good place to fish. And if you're in a place that's like a still lake, everything's still, and then you have like a feeder creek where water runs into, a place where there is water moving is a good place to fish. So I've been eyeballing this as I've been walking around thinking this is a nice little point, and you know, I thought there was a couple nice little spots around here. Finally, I hit one of them and caught a nice bass. He seemed to like that gold 49er Gambler Little Easy. Man, those gambler baits, they do well here in Florida, I'll tell you that. So yeah, I'm just gonna get back to fishing. I'm not gonna skip up underneath there because I'm not that talented. I'm not one rod, one reel. One rod, one reel. Could backhand, skip this under there, no problem. It's not gonna turn out the way I want to if I do it. I need to practice those sort of things, but today's not the day. I'm just trying to catch another bass on Easter. I don't even know how I would set my... Oh, that wasn't bad. I don't know if you guys saw that. A little better than I thought it was gonna be. Nope, that wasn't good, but I did thumb it in time to, that it didn't crow's nest, but that was terrible. So that went back in there. So once I realized one rod, one reel would do it, I figured I might as well try. He's kind of the like, I need to get like stickers or something that say, what would one rod, one reel do? Dang. So you notice there I was casting backhand, and I was trying to skip my chatterbait up underneath there and stuff. And I had a couple okay skips, you know, but clearly I'm not at that level with my skill. To be honest, I need to practice that sort of thing. I don't ever do it. So that's why I was surprised I even was able to do it, because I never do it. But yeah, so But it made me think. That's one of those reasons why you should subscribe and hit that notification bell, because if you follow me, if you become an OG subscriber in like a year or two or something, I might be making those like butter. I might be making those casts like one rod, one reel, like it's nothing. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and you can always say you're an OG subscriber. All right, guys, we're out. That's gonna be it. It's another day, another journey, another real journey, and we're out. Peace.